What up, y'all? So, man, I was scrolling through Twitter and I seen a couple of statements from Gervonta Davis. I haven't seen the videos of these statements myself, like the full video, but I'm sure after I watch the Last Stand podcast and a couple other, interviews, I'm gonna catch up on them tomorrow. But I'm just gonna take their word for it because he ain't really let me down. So until then, I'll just quote him. This Michael statement from Michael Benson. He quoted Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis responds to Devin Haney. He's an email champ. He's fighting because somebody mailed him the belt and he was talking crazy. If you win, let's make the fight happen. Since you want to talk crazy, you want to talk that bullshit. I want to beat your ass if you win. If you beat George Kambosos, that's what Gervonta Davis said to Devin Haney, man. I always thought this was the fight to make. As they was coming up, Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney always seemed like they had a thing. I'm not sure back in the day. It's a rumor I heard. This is a rumor. So allegedly, they say Gervonta Davis was fucking Floyd Mayweather's daughter, Yaya Mayweather, and then Devin Haney turned around and told Mayweather, snitched on him. As young niggas, you never supposed to do no shit like that. You never supposed to turn around and tell what your brother or some shit like that been doing. Especially, something like that when y'all all was trying to do y'all thing with her. But that was word on the street. I'm not sure how true that is, but I heard that, heard that too a few miles or whatever. This was years ago. This back when Floyd and Devin was in the Mayweather gym. They both grew up in that shit. Even Shakur Stevenson did too. They all grew up in the Mayweather gym. But that's a rumor or whatever. I can't confirm that. But Gervonta Davis versus Devin Haney, I believe, would be a huge fight. Like, I almost look at it like some Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford shit. Like, to be honest, man, my take on that fight, Gervonta Davis always stood out from the rest, you know what I'm saying, with the power and, the star power and everything like that. Like, he kind of stood out. Like, he just had that look. Like, he was very marketable. And he was, he was a little advanced. To me, he had more skills, like, than that somebody like Devin Haney. I feel like he'll smash Devin Haney. I feel like he'll knock him out. It was a couple of fights I seen with Devin Haney where it seemed like he was a little kind of chinny, where I know for a fact if that same guy, I mean, if Tank was to hit Devin Haney like that same guy hit Devin, I think that was that Luke or was that the other dude? I know Ryan Garcia fought one and Devin Haney fought the other one. They both ended up getting hurt, but I get those guys mixed up all the time. But y'all know who I'm talking about. He got buzz real bad, but he got his shit together quick. I just feel like if Tank was to hit him, because the style, you got Devin Haney with the long arms. You got Tank with the short, stocky frame. He generated a lot of power, get a lot of leverage on them uppercuts, and almost every punch he hit, he hitting hard. Devin Haney, people always try to play it like Devin Haney was the better boxer than Gervonta Davis. I don't think that's the truth. I just feel like he just got more length. He got more arm reach, but in boxing, this shit don't matter, bro. Usually the short, stocky motherfuckers always knocking the tall, lanky motherfuckers out. If I'm being 100 and blunt, that's how that shit be rolling, though. That's how that shit be going, like, most of the time. Like, just because he got more arm reach or he taller doesn't mean necessarily that's an advantage. Sometimes there can be a disadvantage if you ain't using that shit. And Devin Haney, he like to mix that shit up. He like to bang. He like to bang, so my mind only tell me the moment he get clipped, we already know what Tank gonna do to him. We always heard rumors when Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis sparring a couple times, 2 sparring sessions. People always talk about. They always talk about the time where they fought in Florida. Devin Haney always bring up the time where he sparred Gervonta Davis in the Floyd Mayweather gym, and he's saying that Tank, his response to that, because he did that on a $1 million worth of game. He did an interview. He responded today. He like, man, Floyd kept getting in the fucking way. Every time he wanted to rock Devin, Floyd stopped that shit. So, you know, so that was that on that. But then it's another sparring session they had in Baltimore. I think Adrian Broner set that one up. And Gervonta Davis supposedly clipped Devin Haney. And his daddy stopped the shit. And I didn't heard that shit from Devin himself. I mean, Bill Haney himself. I didn't heard that on several occasions. When it comes to those two guys, man, I definitely want to see them niggas bang. That's why I want Devin Haney to beat George Kambosos so bad, because I want their ass, man, I want their ass to fucking fight, bro. I want Devin to beat George Kambosos, which is some stupid ass shit that he doing going over there fighting that dude. Almost like he handed him the belt, but hopefully he wins. It's going to be great as a motherfucker if he can beat him. You know what I'm saying? Tank got to fight him next. If Devin Haney come out this bitch and beat George Kambosos, it's probably like the best thing any one of them niggas would have done. That's some cold ass shit for him to go over there without his pops against all eyes. He already going to the UK. Everything against him when he going over there. So if he pull that shit out, he the shit. He still won't be a bigger name than Tank. That just won't happen. But he gon' shift the boxing world. He gonna make a lot of noise. I gotta get that nigga there, cause one thing we do over, we keep it 100. We ain't gonna say no shit that ain't real. He gets a lot of fucking credit. Even I gotta give him credit. But I believe his only way to beat George Kambosos is him to stop him. Period. Cause he too much shit going on, man. Too much shit, bro. We don't know how he gonna cheat. It ain't if he gonna cheat. It's how George Kambosos is gonna cheat. You know, and I'm not getting on this pity train talking, oh, man. Cause no. Cause that's what come with having an advisor. If you had an advisor, he would never advise you to do no dumbass shit like that. But you got somebody, you got your pops. He's your advisor, he's your trainer, and he everything motherfucking else. So, which is cool and all, but that shit better work out. That's all I got to say. You know, Devin Haney, I'm going to be hoping he win that motherfucker, and I'm going to be rooting for him, but it ain't no guarantee, bro. George Kambosos is a good fighter. If anything he does on top of him, his skills and everything he already possessed, puts him over the top, and he can beat Devin. You know, he a grown-ass man. Devin, you know, still a young fighter. So, you know, I feel like Devin is is more talented than George Kambosos, but talent can't beat PEDs, you know what I'm saying? So, talent can't beat cinder blocks in your motherfucking glove. So, I'm just saying, talent can't beat the judges. So, all's well ends well, man. Hopefully that situation rock out, you know. I'm definitely on top of that fight for sure. But, yeah, I see it from Tank himself, man. You see the quote? Got it right here on the screen, man. He said, I want to fight you if you win. You know, so hopefully Devin get this shit. I'm going to be holding Tank to his word. I'm definitely going to be calling for this shit. I'm definitely going to be waiting. I believe him. I don't take Tank for no whole ass dude like niggas be trying to play with his name. That nigga is a hitter. He wants to smoke. You know? And let me get on this situation. I was going to make this to a whole nother video, but I got a couple more minutes. Gervonta Davis has confirmed that the Rolly Romero fight on Saturday night will be his last with Mayweather promotion. I'm assuming this in the Brian Custer podcast, which is something that popped on my newsfeed that I got to watch, but I'm assuming that's what he said it on. I'm going to watch for sure, but I feel I need to be the one that controls my career. It's time. Everybody don't need to have no training wheels on them forever. So it seems like Tank want to get away from Floyd Mayweather, you know. and do his own thing. It's not so, oh man, you hate Floyd Mayweather, ain't seeing eye to eye. Sometimes it's time for you to stand on yours, and you know, it's like living with your parents or something to a certain age or whatever. You want eventually, you know, ain't no knock against your parents. Them your fucking parents. You love them, but it comes a time where you gotta get the fuck out, get your own shit. You know, Floyd Mayweather love talking about how he became his own boss. He got away from Bob Arum, and that was the best thing he ever did. So I don't see how he can frown up at Tank doing the exact same thing. You know, just because it's you, that don't mean shit. Niggas want to do their own shit. And I don't see nothing wrong with it. I don't knock him for that. So if he stick to his word and leave Mayweather, I definitely can see him going after that Devin Haney fight if Devin Haney come out on top. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? I see that 100%. With Floyd fucking around Floyd, I'm not sure what direction they'll try to take him in, because there's fights I wanted to see Tank pursue after, even though I seen Tevin Farmer, the ship had sailed and he didn't take the $2 million fucking deal and he got beat and all that type of shit. I still wanted to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wanted to see the Loma. Niggas wanted to see certain little fights here and there that Floyd went a different direction. Maybe they offered him. They did try to fight Ryan. So it's some shit that I see, you know what I'm saying, that I'll be like, yeah, it wasn't Tank's fault. It wasn't Floyd's fault either, because they did try to fight Ryan. Ryan bitched up and went into depression mode and whatever else he had going on. He the one was on some whole shit. Tevin Farmer ain't take that $2 million deal. So what the fuck they gonna do? Sit around waiting for these niggas when they the man, so they gonna keep doing their thing, keep building. Nigga been selling out every arena, so I can't really knock Floyd. But at the same time, Gervonta Davis can still do that shit. That same shit, they you know, he feel like he soaked all the game he can get. Now he ready to, you know, stir his own shit. And ain't shit wrong with that. I feel it. I dig it. You know what I'm saying? I kind of want to see him do that shit, because I want to see which way he go. You know, he's starting to open up more and coming into his own. So he can do it, bro. Niggas don't really need promoters in these days. Plus, he getting into that age where he like 26, 27. So, fuck, he need Floyd for he almost 30. A few more years, he 30. So, nah, man. He don't want you talking for him. He don't want you at his press conference. He don't want, you know, he want to speak for himself. He want to rock shit a certain kind of way and go away from what Floyd Mayweather do, because just because Floyd Mayweather did it a certain way don't mean you gotta do it the exact same way. So, you know, it's more than one route to get to the same destination. You know what I'm saying? I know he called it the blueprint and all that shit, but there's other ways to get the blues. You know, it is what it is, man. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. You ain't subscribed already. For the record, Tank and knock Devin Haney ass the fuck out, and hopefully Devin Haney get past this fight. And if he do, he that nigga. That don't mean Tank ain't that nigga. Tank been that nigga. Still is that nigga. So, but if Devin beat Cambodia, he that nigga too. Period. I'm out. Deuces.